And just as quick as it comes, it goes. Buffalo Bills, old Buffalo Bills rear their ugly head as always, and we fucking choke and shit down our leg against a team we should have beat. Beating Miami, what does that mean now? Nothing. They're about to smoke the Giants by 50, and then we're probably going to lose to the Giants next week because we have no defense left. So there's a lot to get into and a lot of pissed off about. Especially you saw the title, stat padding fucking Josh Allen. Starts with that motherfucker. I don't know. It's just these moments. I always wonder, why do we pay Josh Allen all this money? And I say, oh, he's a top 3 quarterback. He's really good. He's elite. But in every fucking moment he has an opportunity to step up, he chokes and he stinks and he shits down his leg. And he did it again today. Yeah, sure, he got 2 touchdowns in the last couple drives of the game, but it didn't matter at that point. The game was already over. The game was over already. One thing I do want to say before we get into the bad stuff, Tyler Bass could not have put a better freaking onside kick out for the team to get, and the coverage team just freaking sucked. There was no better way to kick an onside kick. On the games are Satan, Bills need a wide receiver too also, Matt Chatter. Dawson drops, can't catch. Yep. Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis, stink. Osiris Torrance in the biggest moments of this game, 2 holding calls in the same drive. Yeah, we ended up scoring anyway, but still, you can't be doing that. I know you're a rookie, but we expect more from you because you've been outstanding for 4 weeks. So you don't get a pass. You don't get a pass anymore. Ugh. Everybody, especially me too, we were very quick to give a lot of credit to Sean McDermott for the defense. But did you guys see Leslie Frazier on the sideline today? Because I did. I saw Leslie Frazier out there playing soft ass zone on these fucking receivers that are just getting every fucking catch on 3rd down. Every single time. Every single time. It didn't matter. You were playing soft as hell. You played against elite wide receivers in the Dolphins last week and you pressed them the fuck up. And then now you play soft ass zone against guys like Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. Why are you playing scared, McDermott? You lost Matt Milano for the year. Trey White's out for the year. Daquan Jones has a pack. So that's minimum a few weeks. And if it's a complete tear, it's fucking 6 months of rehab. So you could be out 3 of your best fucking players on defense. You didn't bring up any other fucking defensive linemen. They all got hurt. You had AJ having to get fucking oxygen. He's the only goddamn player on the team putting effort out there. I don't want to make excuses, but it's criminal that we play internationally against a team that lived there for 3 weeks. It's fucking dumb. Absolutely. So that was just stupid to begin with. And, these fucking experts that say, oh, it was smart to go there on Thursday, 50 hours before the game. Don't sleep that day because you want to sleep that nighttime so you get on a better sleep schedule. And they looked horrific when they started. And I can't even blame the defense. They had missed a bunch of players. You were missing Greg Rousseau. You were missing Trey White. You were missing your starting corner, who obviously I think was better than Elam today. And then you're missing your best defensive tackle as far as getting pressure and stuffing up the middle. And then Taron Johnson gets out for a couple plays. And then Matt Milano's out for the season probably because he couldn't even put fucking weight on his knee. So I'm assuming the worst at this point. I was suspiciously quiet during score time because I didn't want to be a jerk. Going to London is idiotic. Yeah, and sure, great plays near the end of the game, but at that point the game was fucking over with. So it's like it didn't even matter to me. Yeah, you're getting Gabe Davis is helping me out in fantasy, and Tyler Bass is getting me some points, and Josh Allen in one of my leagues is getting me some points, but it didn't matter because the game was over in the first freaking quarter. It's unbelievable. When can Josh Allen ever step up in a big moment? 0-5 in overtime. Can't come from behind and win games most of the time against good teams. Last night when you were giving scores. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Where the fuck was Von Miller when we needed him most, when AJ Epinesa was fucking dying on the sideline getting oxygen? Where was he? He was able to play. How hurt Daquan Jones? They just said it's a pec. They said it's a pec, and a pec strain is, weeks. So it could be 2, could be 3, could be 4, could be 5. A complete pec tear is 6 months rehab and surgery. So, and Von Miller, he didn't seem hurt to me. Oh, the title, exactly what it was. He stat padded in the end when the game was lost, and he didn't do anything when we needed him most. And you could argue, like, yeah, we had a chance in the end, but what was the probability of getting a stop, then getting the onside kick, and then scoring a touchdown with 30 seconds left with no timeouts? And speaking of that, we had an opportunity. So that touchdown we scored when we had 7 minutes left or 6 minutes or whatever. Why is there no sense of urgency from this football team on offense? Why? Hardy did good. I'll give Hardy credit. Hardy made some good plays. I like Hardy. Oh yeah. Thank you. Before I get into other stuff, Cook was absolutely dreadful, horrible. He couldn't run, and when he caught the ball, he got no gain because he was soft and didn't want to initiate contact. What is going on? What happened to give the ball to the hot hand? Harrison and Murray could run the ball up the middle. Cook can't. Like, I love this team too damn much to just deal with this kind of garbage that they put out. And this fan base especially. Like, how much are we going to have to deal with all the time? Like, this team, this fan base deserves better. You pay Josh Allen $300 million to choke for 3 quarters. AJ Epinesa had an absolutely amazing day until that, offside. What else is he supposed to do? He's the only one making plays. Diggs dropped 2 great passes from Allen, including 50-50 ball. Diggs is a great A, but just saying, absolutely he did. But that pass, though, it was a little bit underthrown, and then Diggs got bodied. And, a lot of my friends, I don't know if they're watching, but they said they're okay with that because it's like a punt. Well, guess what? A punt or interception was a turnover, and we need points. We were down 18-7. You need points. So if you didn't throw an interception or punt the ball, we could have had points. And it's a momentum changer. I don't care. A punt isn't as much of a momentum changer as a interception. I love Josh Allen, but you got to come through once when we need you. $250 million, yep. Yeah, sure. His stats look good at the end of the game. Let's see before we get into more. And I'm sorry it's gonna be a negative show, but that's just what needs to be talked about at this point. What a stat padding day. 27 for 40, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Josh Allen led the running attack with 14 yards and a touchdown. So 3 touchdowns, good for him. Harris 3 for 13, Murray 2 for 6, and James Cook 5 for -4 with a long of 5. That was the first play of the game. Everything else was horrible. Diggs, another great day. 8 for 121 with a touchdown. And that stupid play at the end of the game that we're going to talk about. Davis, thank you for the fantasy points. 6 for 100 with a touchdown. Hardy, 2 for 62. Cook, 3 for 25. Kincaid, 2 for 19. Knox, 3 for 17 with 2 freaking drops. Shakir, 1 for 11. Sherfield, 1 for 3. And Murray, 1 for 1. And Knox, a couple big drops. And, of course, Gabe Davis had a key drop on a big drive, and we were moving the ball. Gabe and Knox drop passes. Yes. Kincaid needs to be implemented more. Yes. Also, J17 had chances to run for first downs multiple times. So that bullshit they put in the ears needs to stop. Yeah. And that play where Knox dropped it when he overthrew him, he had a running lane. He could have got either a first down or close in the field goal range. It wasn't holding, so that would have got called back anyway, but we would have been able to redo the down and been 3rd and 15 or something instead of punting the ball. So we had a different opportunity. And, it's funny because the announcers did a great job, but they mentioned with 30 seconds left, now Josh just wants an opportunity to get the ball. He had like 15 opportunities before that, and he didn't do anything. Yeah, he made great plays in the end, but at that point, the game was over. we needed to make plays in the beginning because the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't play good. They really didn't play that well. They scored 25 points after and that last touchdown they scored, they gave up. The defense gave up. And so that they scored under 20 points when defense was trying, and against a defense that was missing 6 starters. They didn't play that good. Their defense came to play. Like I figured, they'd either come to play or they'd suck. That's how they are. They play up to good teams on defense, and they suck when they play bad teams. I.e., they gave up 35 points to the Texans. They gave up 17 to the Chiefs, and they gave up 20 to Buffalo. So it just blew my mind how when we had an opportunity to actually have a chance to win the game on that drive we scored and we missed a 2-point conversion, every single receiver would not get out of bounds. They would try to stay in the bounds and get an extra yard or two. When you didn't need it, you needed time. We had 0 time. If you just get the ball and get the hell out of bounds. Didn't we learn this lesson with McKenzie against Miami last year? Trying to get extra yards instead of just getting the frig down and getting in field goal range and getting a chance to win the game. Did we not learn the lesson? But no. James Cook, Diggs, Davis, staying in bounds, trying to get an extra yard or two, keep the clocks rolling, keep the clocks rolling. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How many stops did the defense need to make? They were gassed. They played, let's see time of possession. They had 82 plays, and we had 54. It doesn't say time of possession on here. Oh. That doesn't make sense. It says they had 22 minutes, and we had 13, so that's wrong. I haven't benched ATN. I benched ATN this week because I believe in the defense. That was dumb, wasn't it? Defense shut them down for second and third quarter, and then they scored 14 points in the fourth because they were gassed and they couldn't do any more. AJ Epinesa, Ed Oliver forcing 2 fumbles. Talk about the defense. Bernard, 16 tackles. Elam, 11 tackles, which isn't good for a corner because it means you got beat every time. Ed Oliver, a defensive tackle, 9 tackles, 4 assisted, 1 sack. I think the forced fumble was him and Jonathan. Dane Jackson, 8 tackles. Hyde, 6 tackles, and he stinks too. He's slow. Dotson, 5 tackles. Poyer, 5 tackles. Williams, 4 tackles, and he was horrible. Epinesa, 2 sacks, 2 strip sacks, 2 bat downs, and a fumble. Leonard Floyd, they gave him the forced fumble. And they gave him 2 sacks too, which doesn't make sense. Von Miller had a tackle in the first drive, and then Kingsley Jonathan had that forced fumble with Ed Oliver on the sack. So they made plays with a battered defense, and Josh couldn't get the job done when given the opportunity. Yeah, well, it seems that way because this was the easy part of our schedule. We lost to the shitty Jets, and we lost to the Jags when we basically had the game in hand. All we had to do was play right. And then we got the Giants, which we'll probably lose next week because we have no defense left, and Saquon's going to be healthy. He's going to run all over us. And the offense is going to be in a sputter again, like always. I can't put faith in the offense. Dorsey worst game. Cook worst game. Yeah, like you have 3 running backs for a reason. Why are you giving the ball to a guy who can't get anything done? Josh led the game for rushing with 14 yards. And we have 3 running backs that got carries. A running back one had -4 yards. Ugh. This is horrible. Oh, so many fireable offenses. We ran the ball when we were down 2 scores up the middle for no gain with Cook, of all people. Yeah, we scored a touchdown. We had to score 2 touchdowns that drive because of a stupid bullshit offensive pass interference call. And I don't like to blame refs, but they were absolutely horrendous. Horrible. They didn't call on the big 3rd down catch. They didn't call a personal foul on Ridley for pushing Micah Hyde. That should have been a flag. Then they screwed over Jordan Poyer because I hate that call because if Ridley had caught the ball and Poyer hit him, there was no flag. But because he was defenseless because he had no ball, it was a flag. So if he caught the ball and Poyer was miraculously able to let up, and then he rolled back, got up and ran the ball for a touchdown. They allow that. That's fine. But when a player's trying to make a play, thinking he has the ball up in the air, it's a flag. Cost us. Not his fault. He was making a play. Can't be mad at him for that. The defense stepped up multiple times when they needed to. 2 forced fumbles. Stopping on downs, making people punt when they were on the field constantly. We had 2 defensive ends left by the end of the game. The only solace today is that our defense decimated, but we competed. Epinesa is a great pick all of a sudden, and with horrible offensive play, we had a chance at the end. Yep. And then all the holding calls because Josh is holding the ball for 5+ seconds. Just get the ball out. You're screwing your offensive line. You're screwing yourself. Because they didn't play horrible. He held the ball too dang long. Yeah, but yeah, it is a good solace was that they played pretty decent defense. Well, it doesn't matter now because now we're 3-2. We're gonna be back in second place. Might even be in third place by the end of the week because the Jets will win 2 in a row because they got the freaking Broncos and another shitty team next week, and we lost to them. Remember, so we'll lose that, and then we'll probably lose to the Giants because this team is less have a shitty stretch. We still got to play Dallas. We still got to play Kansas City. We still got to play the Eagles. We still got to play Cincinnati, who's probably going to be good by week 9. The Bucs are about to be, 4-1 after this week, or after next week, and because they're on a bye this week, on a short week. After we play Sunday night, then we play Thursday. Unbelievable. This team should be ashamed of themselves. McDermott should be ashamed of himself. Why are you playing? Luckily, AJ got a strip sack this drive, but why was he playing prevent defense when there's a minute and 15 seconds left after you just got a ton of momentum scoring a 95-yard drive touchdown? Yep. And that's why these games I don't want to hear it's one game. I really don't. And if that's how you guys think, that's completely fine. I just don't want to hear about it because it's not just one game. It's now 2 games because we played horrible against the Jets too because of Josh. Yeah, he had 3 total touchdowns, 1 turnover, 400 yards, whatever. Good. We lost. It didn't matter at this point. I don't care if he had 150 yards and 3 touchdowns and we win. That's all that matters. We lost. So yeah, he's still in the MVP race. Good for him. Good job. We won a turnover battle and lost. Well, technically no, because Diggs threw that stupid pass when nobody was paying attention. And why are you even throwing it in the middle of the field anyway when you have 22 seconds to go 95 yards? Sideline to sideline. There was no chance of scoring 95 unless we had a miracle. But why were you throwing it in the middle of the field in the first place? This is so frustrating. As soon as we get happy about this team, injuries, and then crappy football. I didn't say like, oh, Super Bowl after last week. I just believe that, maybe this team is different from last year. Maybe they can win a lot of games and go on a nice run and, be pretty good. And that was short-lived. Because now what does beating the Dolphins mean now? They're going to go 6-1 the next 2 games or 5-1. And now they got another game on us. So beating them doesn't really matter now. Now we have to beat them week 18 again when we might not have had to. We're not even in the hard part of the schedule yet. We're already missing a lot of guys. I don't know if Milano is out for the year. I don't. But he was in a cast. He couldn't put pressure on his knee. They said it's a knee injury. So I just think the worst at that point. You can't walk on a torn ACL. So I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. So it is a knee and it is a pec for Jones. And like I said, they're definitely going to be missing some time. Yeah, and I don't even believe in like the trap game stuff either because the Jags were supposed to be a team that everybody thought was going to get the 1 seed because they had an easy schedule, and they didn't play that great still to win, but they've been struggling for 4 weeks. But we just didn't come prepared again. We didn't have the great game plan, and as talked about, whether we won or lost, the question of when should we have went to London is going to be in question. So should we have went earlier in the week to get acclimated better? Probably. Did it help us at all this week? No. leaving it earlier and then staying up all night and then being cramped, not being hydrated and whatever. None of that worked out. Yep. And then imagine if we got the week one win, we have 2 division wins, and now we're still in first place and we're still top of the AFC. But now we got 2 AFC losses and wonderful. 2-2 in the AFC. That's not going to help when it comes down to seeding in the end. But I hope I'm not disappointing you guys and making you not want to watch because I'm upset. But we can't just sugarcoat everything and think everything's okay. We got to talk about this crap because it was utter bullshit. You pay a quarterback so much freaking money to come through in big moments, and he came through too late. Where were you for the first 11 drives? 1 touchdown. Couldn't even get points on the board. Granted, some of it's Davis and Knox's fault too for dropping easy passes for first downs and putting us in third and longs and 3rd and 15 and whatever. So I understand that part, but he didn't come through. We got a long week. Nothing's guaranteed. It's a week-to-week league. So next week isn't even a guarantee. No matter what happens this week, no matter how much the Dolphins smoke the Giants by, it's a week-to-week league. And nothing's a guarantee. And every year we prove that to be true. I'm disappointed, man. When's it going to end? When are we going to stop beating ourselves and just play all around good football? When are we going to play well-coached football for a consistent stretch? When? This is unreal. I mean, if you guys got anything else to say, I'd love to talk a little bit longer, but it seems like I scared everybody off. So it's up to you guys. Now we got to go watch the Dolphins smoke them. We got to watch the Jets win. Well, there's always next week because it is a week-to-week league, so maybe we can bounce back. But these games are important, especially conference games. Yeah, of course, we didn't have the advantage of already being in London. So that stinks, but it's not an excuse to play so horrible. In the first half, -1 drive. And then we played horrible in the first few plays in the third quarter. Every time the defense stepped up, we didn't capitalize. Not capitalizing on turnovers is how you lose. You could argue that helped us in the Miami game because we won by 4 scores, but we capitalized and got touchdowns off of turnovers. But I appreciate it if you guys would like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I apologize that the show has to be this way, but it's just how it is. I keep it as real as possible. And yeah, it sucks to talk bad about these players, but when they talk bad, when they play bad, I talk bad. When they play good, I give them credit. Yeah, Josh had good stats, but didn't get the job done, and he failed for basically 3 quarters. So, all right, well, I'll talk to you guys later. The week is normal. Hope everybody has a blessed day. Shake it off, I guess, and it's a new week next week to prove ourselves against a horrible team, and then possibly a 1-4 team, and we'll be able to beat them, and then everyone's going to think that we're back into contention for being great. And I don't know, 15-2, yeah, I'd pay to see that. But appreciate you guys. Love you all. Thanks for supporting me and the channel. There's going to be games like hard times. There's going to be great times, but got to give credit to the players that played well. Defense played their hearts out. Yeah, they gave up points in the end, but they were just absolutely freaking gassed. There's not much more they could have done. They stepped up with backups, and I'm not going to even get into it fully, but Williams was absolutely horrible. Dorian Williams was horrible. It was like Tremaine Edmonds 2.0. Can't make tackles, making tackles 10 yards down the field. Can't do nothing. Always looks confused. I thought he was back. But that's what Dotson was playing. And if Dotson went into the game, that's how bad Williams played. But, we can turn it around. This team is still a great team. It doesn't define your season, only if you let it. It can define it if you let it. But, they gotta cheer as the winners go by, stand by the road, like my intro says, and get better every day. And they just weren't better today. They got another Super Bowl next week in Week 6, Sunday Night Football against Brian Daboll and the crappy Giants. Every week is a Super Bowl. We didn't win this week. We got to keep the mentality that every game is like the Super Bowl, and we got to win it next week. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. Go Bills, and I'll be seeing you next time.